Tonight,
Show me the new shirt. Determined, courageous.
Last Chance Training brings triumph
This is the hardest I've seen you fight.
and despair.
I don't want to go home.
Then, a hostile weigh-in
There's definite sort of splits between the house.
where alliances are unearthed
I think Rich and Amber can't wait to get rid of us. They've recruited Robin and Katie.
We don't go around recruiting people.
before one team
What, there's a game on?
is eliminated.
Welcome, adults. Firstly, where's Chris?
He's lost a toenail in the event yesterday, so he's out for 24 to 48 hours.
Geez, last chance training. Not really the session you want to be missing out on. Who trained this morning? Were you the only one that trained, Robin?
It was only a 30-minute run, though.
I was given Panadine and Nurofen last night and told to rest and do my session with you guys today.
Was stuffed after that session yesterday. Pain going all the way down to the foot, right foot.
No excuse.
How is everyone? Everybody get up and train this morning? Who didn't? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who didn't train? Why not?
I needed to catch up on sleep.
No. This was the week for the kids to rise up. This was the week that you guys were going to show me something special. What happened?
When you vocalise those excuses and the like, you realise that they're pittance. They're really nothing, aren't they?
My motto is, there are no excuses. Stop flapping your lips, get down on the ground and get the job done.
Go. Good, count your reps. That's it, Robin. Good, bang it out. I want faster, come on, come on. I want you to try and lift that sandbag off the concrete. Don't use too much back. Get into the squat, bend the knees, get that hip closed, and use the hips.
In today's training session, I wanted the kids to show me and themselves that they can be self-motivated, train hard and train fast. Let's go! But the challenge is on! Who's going to step up? 7, good, 6, 5. Show me what you got. You're battered and bruised, but no one's down and out. There's 3 teams gone home already. Make sure your team's not the next. These guys with injuries, their legs are out, but the upper bodies are still willing, as long as your head says yes. Now, Katie, you're the only one up training this morning.
Yeah.
What's driven you on this week? The close call last week, or?
The very close call last week.
Girls, that's a total weight loss percentage of 1.78%, and unfortunately you will be facing elimination alongside Janet and Kirsten.
If I go home this early, I'll just see it as another failure.
Let's scare your socks off.
Did. That's the closest I've ever come to a panic attack.
The question is, have you done enough to stay above the yellow line this week?
Minimum 1,200 calories burned in a day in exercise. That's absolute minimum.
Okay, give me a number. What are you going to lose this week?
Anything over 3 I'll be happy with.
So 3 kilos?
Yeah.
I know it's a big number. I feel I've worked hard enough. But Mum and I had honestly thought we'd done everything we could last week.
Change! You had a bit of a scare at the last weigh-in?
Yep.
What have you been doing about it?
A lot of thinking, because I don't know what went wrong. I really don't. And I thought I'd worked harder than ever. And I thought I could get through this on hard work and good diet. And it got me to the bottom of the ladder.
Sometimes you just do everything to the book. It's perfect, but you don't necessarily get the results you want. And you have to learn to deal with it.
You feel that you've upped your ante since last week?
Yes and no. I did let it hit my head a bit, but I just kept going. And luckily, I think Katie's had her aha moment. And I just have to hope that we've got through this week.
I'm dreading weighing. I'm looking forward to it like, you know, going for a Brazilian, really. I think I'd rather a Brazilian. And I've never had one.
All right, you've been separated from Sher. It's adults first children.
Yep.
You think that she's been pulling her weight?
Yep.
She's not the weak link?
No.
Why? What's she been doing that you've noticed?
She's just stepped it up this week, even though she's got an injury. She's trying to push through it, not winning.
You been lifting your game?
Yep.
Change!
Sure, tell me your goal. You wanted to beat your mum's weight loss this week, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you done enough?
Yep.
Have you done enough? It's going to show on the scales?
Yeah.
Good.
I'd just like to lead the team for once instead of her leading with her weight loss. Whether it's 100 grams more, just anything more than Mum would be really good.
So, all those people with lower body injuries, you can see we've got ways to work around it. We've got the upper body working here, we've got the grinder, and we've even got the cross trainer set for upper body blast. As you've seen by the people on the wall, there's no excuse, as long as your head's in the right place. Okay, Sher's up to 20. Shoulders don't move, come on, don't let it break you. Show me the new Sher, determined, courageous, brave, honest. All those things you think of your future, what you're prepared to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, time. What's going on with you? This is the hardest I've seen you fight. Did you have that moment this week?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know, I just don't want to go home.
But that's fight like I've never seen from you, Sher. Not one word. I know we got the bad hit, we've taken it out of play, but still giving me 100. Guys, this is a way to turn it around. This is a better training session.
Everyone's always nervous about weighing, whether they say they are or they're not, because you want to think you've done enough, but you just don't know. It definitely pushed me to do a little bit extra. I think everyone was in the same boat.
Competition is healthy, but when you're in the midst of it sometimes, it doesn't feel all that great. But it does build more resolve. What's up, Anita?
You all right? Just want to go.
No, tell me, come here.
No.
She's having a bad day.
She is?
Just
Oh,
want to
I'll
go.
go and talk to her. Anita. Hey. What's wrong,
It is
darling?
freaking TV.
Hey? What's wrong? Oh, a couple deep breaths, come on.
It doesn't matter what anyone says. You're in here, it's still a game, it's a competition. And there's a risk that you go home. And I'm just not looking forward to waiting, even if I think, yep, great, you know. We could have done just as much as everyone else, but this could be our shit week. And we could be below that yellow line. And I don't want to go home. I don't want Cher to go home.
From the lady that I saw sitting at the table at that elimination when the trainers had to vote, I'm seeing a person who's prepared to give a little more fight now. Yes, people have their ups and downs, they have their bad weeks. You know what? So be it. You got to grit your teeth and get on with it. We're in this together. Keep it together. Keep training hard.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think I'm doing everything possible in my heart that I can do to keep Cher here. It's just such a fantastic opportunity that you just don't want to go home before you're ready to go home.
Feel a bit better?
Still to come,
A weigh-in with a twist.
the scales don't lie. Accusations fly.
So there's alliances, Mark, Chris, is there?
And which families will face the pain of elimination?
Oh, thanks, man.
I know Robin and Richard are really playing the Biggest Loser game.
What do you think about tomorrow's weigh-in?
And there is talk about alliances.
So us three are above the yellow line.
Yeah.
Who are you hoping to be below? And it leaves a short amount of people to choose from.
I'm wondering if there was an ulterior motive that I wasn't aware of.
If you could have somebody there, who would you take?
What, below the yellow line?
So obviously we've got a few alliances going on. And we've got a couple of alliances with a couple of people that don't realise we've got alliances with other people as well. Yeah, bloody Cher, she lays around all day. And it's like juggling contestants in the air. You've got to remember not to drop one.
So, have we got a formula? Like if it's black and green or green and yellow? We have got a little alliance thing happening. And look, to be honest, if we don't do it, someone else will. And I'm prepared to do whatever to keep Katie and myself here. We
Well-
need to be on the same page here.
For me, it can be black and Pope John Paul. It's always going to be black.
I can see the benefits of being involved in an alliance. However, I've still got a moral standing and I'd have to be talked around.
So many strategies. You feel like
This
feel like
is
you're on
the
the right
part
show,
of it,
don't
yeah.
you?
This is the part of it I don't like. I just want
Oh,
to
I
come in
love
and
it.
lose as much weight as I
I
want
love
to.
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's become apparent in the House that there's an alliance being led by Blue Team with the sole intention of removing Black Team at the first opportunity. I've always said I don't care how people vote as individuals. It's when there's active recruitment going and talking behind people's backs. Richard came into this competition with 2 chins, and now I think he's got 2 faces. It's been a real alliance really formed in the last couple of weeks.
Well, there's no doubt about it.
Between 4 people. But,
Well, I think it's just the 2 parents, really. I mean, it's only really...
Oh, and one of the kids. Forming an alliance and playing mind games with people, it's pretty childish. I don't think Amber's totally innocent.
No, I don't think she's totally innocent too. She's an adult. She knows what to do.
She proved the other day she's a game player.
Knowing how vocal she was against temptation.
Anyone who takes temptation and wins immunity from it, I can guarantee you the second you're under the yellow line, you'll get my vote.
She had all of us fooled that she wasn't going to take it.
The person that consumed the most calories was Amber.
No. Sorry, guys.
That was another turn. That was like a big stab in the back. To all of us.
We've smashed it this week. We'll be right.
I'm sure we are.
I firmly believe that this week my father and I have done everything we can do. It's impossible for us to go home if we stay above the yellow line.
Walking into weigh-in this week, we've got a mute in the back pocket. No chance we're going home.
Because Richard and Amber have immunity, there's only 3 spots above the yellow line this week, and there's also 5 teams fighting for them.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Hayley.
Welcome to the weigh-in. A weigh-in with a twist.
Your average weekly weigh-in is emotional enough, but add a twist to that, it can break your mind.
Until now, you've weighed in as teams of 2. But in keeping with this week's theme of parents versus kids, only the weight loss of either parent or child will count today. Each team of 2 will step on the scales together, but only one of your weight losses will affect how you sit on the leaderboard. And it's up to you to decide whose weight loss that will be. But to make things interesting, you have to make that decision before stepping up onto the scales.
Jeepers.
Your decision will ultimately keep your team safe or see you both fall below the yellow line and facing elimination.
Are people going to choose based on who they think's worked harder or based on who's been pulling the better percentages on a weekly basis?
Guys, I'll give you a moment to make your decision.
This is going to be a tough one.
With Parents versus Kids Week, the couples have been split, so neither of them really know who's been putting in the training sessions.
How hard have you worked?
Well, this hasn't been my best week.
The cracks started to appear with some of the couples.
Trust you. I believe. We had a good week last week. Yeah, well, so what? Look, don't start this, Kate. Please. Katie, in the past, has not coped well with pressure. And if we go under, we go under. I'd already made my decision. I just had to convince Katie it was in her best interest.
I'll let you make this decision.
No, you reckon?
What?
I want you to lose more than me this week, but you've got to be honest, you've had an injury.
Mum and I are like looking at each other like, who are we going to choose, you know? We just didn't know where to go.
Like if you have another week like last week, you had the highest percentage.
Yeah, but I'm worried this week's going to be low.
Well, I reckon we both had a good week. We're both going to lose about the same amount of weight this week.
Yeah, I was hoping to lose more than you.
Well, then if you think you can lose more than me...
You've done 1 training session more than me now.
Oh, yeah.
This is really good. This could put the black team under.
Good luck. Oh, okay. Whatever happens, happens.
Okay, guys, time's up. Unfortunately, you won't know if you've made the right decision until it's too late.
It was pretty scary. It's like a lucky dip, you know?
The first to weigh in will be father and daughter team, Richard and Amber. Light blue team, whose weight will be chosen today?
If it's not broke, don't fix it, Hayley. Stick with the parents.
let's see how you've done. Come on up. As you know, you have immunity, so unless you put on weight, you and your daughter Amber are safe today. Richard, last week you weighed 119 kilos. Amber, you weighed 99.5 kilos. Your current weight is...
Oh, yeah.
Richard, that's a loss of 3.1 kilos. Amber, that's a loss of 1.8 kilos. And Richard, because your weight will be counted today, that gives your team a total of 3.1 kilos and a total weight loss percentage of 2.61%. Great result. So Richard, when you found out that you had indeed won immunity, did a little part of you go, yes, we've got immunity?
Oh, look, for sure. I mean, look, I've said that quite openly to everybody that's here. Half the job is a game and half the job is what we're trying to achieve. And you've got to acknowledge both. You've got to step it up. You've got to
So the question is the blue team playing the game?
The blue team's doing everything they need to do to stay in the game, is the answer.
Well, guys, you can step down.
You know, I think I'm clever and smart enough to have built relationships to keep me here. Am I playing the game? 100% I'm playing it as a game.
Why were you worried you were? I don't know.
The next team to face the scales will be the orange team. Who'll represent your team today, mum or daughter?
Katie.
Katie, you were under the yellow line last week. Do you think you've managed to turn it around?
I'm confident this week, but I'll wait until we get up there to find out.
Well, girls, let's see if you've made the right decision. Come on up.
You have to plant those seeds.
We knew that we had stepped it up this week, but we were really confident last week, and look where we ended up, bottom of the way in. I was terrified.
Robin, last week you weighed 94.1 kilos. Katie, you weighed 115.4 kilos. Your current weight is...
Oh my God! We're the same!
Robin, that's a loss of 4.5 kilos, and Katie, that's a loss of 4.5 kilos also. And because you chose Katie, that's a total weight loss percentage of 3.9%. Congratulations, girls. That moves you right up into first place. Great job. Well, Katie, since day one of this competition, you've lost 25.9 kilos. I've got goosebumps. How does that feel? It's amazing. Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, I am. Super proud. She's finally believing in herself.
The next team to weigh in will be the grey team, Mandy and Brett.
Going with my weight was mainly because I've had a really good week. So with only 3 spots below that yellow line, I'm really hoping I've done enough.
Mandy, last week you weighed 94.5 kilos. Brett, you weighed 155.1 kilos. Your current weight is... Mandy, that gives you a loss of 2.4 kilos, and Brett, that's a loss of 3.2 kilos. And Brett, as you've chosen your weight to count today, that gives your team a total weight loss percentage of 2.06% and places you at the moment in 3rd place. Brett, great result.
3.2 is great. I'm happy I've got a decent loss, but not happy with the percentage that came out of it. So, yeah.
Brett, are you worried that you and Mandy are going to fall below the yellow line this week?
I'm definitely worried, and especially when you see that leaderboard is just so small now. As well, only 6 positions on it. It's a worry.
You've got a lot to prove though too when you go home, haven't you, mate?
I do, yeah.
And you know that your dad's going to be your biggest supporter. Because you've actually done something here to make him proud.
With my dad being a personal trainer,
You feel wrong, bro? No, I'm all right.
sport's a big thing with us.
I mean, he wants to do stuff with me, and I've let myself get to 187, and I think the upsetting part is just how stupid I've been to get to that point.
If that's the downside, surely the upside is that when you get home, you're going to be able to live the life and the relationship that you've always dreamed.
Yeah. I mean, everything we do at the moment is sports related, whether it's watching or shooting some hoops, things like that. He's active and I want to be more active, and this is the first step towards it.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. You can step down.
Oh, it's really good to see Brett changing and feel at least like got a bit of light in his eyes, I suppose. He's got a long way to go, but it's nice to see that he's motivated and he wants to keep doing it.
The next team to weigh in will be the black team. Chris and Mark, whose weight will be counted today?
I'm representing black team, Haley. Yeah, we figured that my percentage might be a fraction higher than Mark's, given that he's a little bit heavier than me.
Well, boys, let's see if you've made the right decision. Come on up.
If we're below the yellow line this week, it's been made abundantly clear by two particular teams that we are going home. But me and Dad were both super confident. We've put in every last-ditch effort every day this week. We've done enough. We're cool.
Your current weight is... Chris, last week you weighed 129.3 kilos. Mark, you weighed 134.7 kilos. Your current weight is... Chris, that's a loss of 2.4 kilos. Mark, that's a loss of 2.7 kilos. Because you've decided that it's Chris whose weight is going to be counted, that gives your team a total weight loss percentage of 1.86%. And boys, that moves you into 4th place and dangerously close to that yellow line.
So much for being confident.
Yeah.
I can't work that out.
Doesn't matter. It's a negative result.
Chris, you look a bit upset.
I'm flabbergasted. It doesn't represent the work we've done. I'm not going home. I'm telling you, I'm not ready to go home.
Mark, how worried are you that you will fall below the yellow line?
It's been made abundantly clear this week that if we fall below the yellow line, there is no doubt we're going home.
Really? Why is that?
Won't be our choice.
Why is that?
Well, there's definite sort of splits between the house.
So there's alliances, Mark, Chris, is there?
I wouldn't say there's alliances. There's...
Oh, I think there is.
Yep, so Chris, you definitely think there's alliances?
Yep. I think Rich and Amber can't wait to get rid of us, and I think that they've recruited Robin and Katie.
Attitude and accountability, that's what it is.
Oh, I think everybody sees Mark and I as a threat. Yeah, we're two big guys with a lot of weight to lose. It's just the alliance that gets up my nose.
We don't go around recruiting people. We're not like, oh, come under our wing.
It's just childish game playing, and if you start playing those sort of things, it's going to come back to bite you. They've been told by two different teams that they've been approached.
That's what there's a game on.
So you're worried this week?
Yeah, I'm very worried this week. That any time anybody falls under 2%, they fall below the yellow line.
Well, boys, this weigh-in is far from over.
Thanks, Haley.
We'll see what happens.
Thanks, boys. You can step down.
Congratulations to me for having an alliance to guarantee mine and Amber's safety. I mean, it wasn't secret squirrel stuff.
The next team to weigh in will be our yellow girls, Anita and Sher. Anita and Sher, whose weight will be counted today?
Mine will be Hayley.
Why's that?
Mainly because, you know, I felt a bit bad at first, but I know Shalisa's tried hard, you know, with her injury and that this week, but still she has had an injury and, you know, I felt pretty good before. All those numbers are there pretty awesome, so yeah, I'm hoping for the best.
Well, Anita and Sher, it's time to find out. Come on up.
Going up to the scale, Sher and I were kind of quietly confident, thinking, you know, we've done a really good week this week.
Anita, last week you weighed 102.7 kilos. Sher, you weigh 157.8 kilos. Your current weight is... Anita, that's a loss of 1.7 kilos, and Sher, that's a loss of 3.4 kilos. As you've chosen Anita as the weigh-in to count, your team's total weight loss percentage comes to 1.66%, and I'm sorry to say, girls, you have fallen below the yellow line and you will be facing elimination. Anita, what's going through your head?
Oh, just a bit gutted.
If you had have chosen Sher's result, it would have put you above the black team.
And I should have had faith in her, because, you know,
No, it's fine.
Sure. Why do you find it so hard to back yourself?
I know I am the one with more weight to lose, but at first I was finding it hard to get motivated. You know, I was missing home a lot and my head was just so cloudy and full of the wrong things. And I was worried this week that I wouldn't lose a great amount of weight because of my injury.
Well, sure, a couple of weeks ago you sat in the elimination room and said you were quite prepared to go home. How would you feel now?
I know that I want to stay here. There's nothing, I don't want to go home. I'm still not ready, like my head's still cloudy and...
Tell me on a daily basis, what thoughts are going through your head? Are they positive?
I have my down days, but it's not related to this. It's other stuff that I had going on before.
What is that, Cher? What's just turned up for you?
She's had a bad couple of days. Like everyone knows here that she lost 4 of her... God. She lost 4 friends before we come in. And we're in the middle of funerals and everything and, you know, she's still dealing with it. But, you know, we try to stay positive and we talk about it.
Just before Cher came into the house, 4 of her friends died in a car crash. And it's only really just clicked for her that if she leaves the house, she's not going to have 4 of her best friends there anymore.
So you've dealt with that all week, Cher, plus your hip injury. You've been able to work upper body only, and you still managed to double your mum's weight loss and lose 3.4 kilos. That's right. Is that not enough of an indication of just how far you've come?
Yep.
It's amazing.
It's all right to let your emotions out. It's actually a really good thing. You know, there's obviously still a lot of demons, still a lot of history, still a lot of baggage that Cher needs to work out while she's here. And so, you know, it's just critical for her to stay and deal with it.
The last to weigh in will be the green team. Green team, who'll represent your team today?
I'm doing it, Haley.
How did you come to that decision?
Todd is just one big energy ball, and hopefully he's just got rid of the weight.
Are you nervous?
Oh, yeah. I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm really nervous.
Well, Todd, to beat the black team and stay safe from elimination, you need to lose at least 1.8 kilos. Well, boys, let's see if you've done it. Good luck. Come on up.
Last going up, it's not a good omen. You just don't know. It's just a jinx place to be, last, you know.
Our fate's in the hands of the green team. Hoping for the best, but yeah, there's a good chance today we're going home.
I was just hoping that the green team is above the yellow line. I'd be stoked. Say goodbye to the black team.
Gerald, last week you weighed 126.9 kilos. Todd, you weighed 93.2 kilos. Your current weight is? Gerald, that's a loss of 1.1 kilos, and Todd, that's a loss of 2.9 kilos. And as you've chosen Todd's weight to count this week, your team's total comes to 2.9 kilos, which gives you a total weight loss percentage of 3.11% and moves you into second place and safe from elimination. Well, I'm sorry to say, black team, that means you have fallen below the yellow line and you will be facing elimination alongside the yellow team, Anita and Cher.
I was really trying not to laugh. To be honest, I was fighting back a laugh because I just couldn't wait to get rid of the black team. Could not wait.
Todd, 2.9 kilos.
That's sweet. 2.9.
You just felt yourself getting better and better every day, huh?
Yeah. Every day. It's amazing. I feel heaps more confident in myself. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
Well, you're a good-looking boy. You should be confident.
Yeah.
Well, boys, I'm so proud of you. What a great week. You can step down.
Todd has changed. He's come out of himself. He's grown into a man. I am really proud of Todd. Really proud.
Congratulations must go to our Orange girls, Robin and Katie. You are the biggest losers of the week. Great job.
Biggest loser of the week. It's, you know, it's pretty cool. And I think it's really good for Katie. It's just what she needed. It was a real pat on the back.
Unfortunately, Chris and Mark, Anita and Sher, you have fallen below the yellow line and you will be facing elimination. Your fate now lies in the hands of your fellow competitors.
I'm not sure why it's clicked now, but I just know that I don't want to go home.
Black and yellow, it's now time to pack your bags and say your goodbyes.
Thanks, Ellie.
I'll see you and those voting at elimination. I'll see you soon.
This isn't what we planned for this week, but I'll never go down without a fight. I'll never ever go down without a fight. Congratulations. I can only hope Gerald and Todd, Mandy and Brett have our back in this house.
Yellow and black teams, welcome to elimination. Chris and Anita, you chose your weight loss to represent your team at today's weigh-in. As a result, you're both facing the prospect of going home. Yellow and black team, you both desperately need and want to stay, but unfortunately, only one of you can. It's now up to your fellow competitors to either save you or send you. So let's find out who holds the key to your fate. Hi voters, welcome to elimination. Mark, any surprises? Who's voting?
A little bit. I'm actually surprised Richard's not sitting there again this week. It's funny he sends the pawn into battle for the king.
Amber, why are you sitting here instead of your dad?
Well, Dad and I have talked about it, and I just said, you know, I want to know how it feels to sit at the other end of the table other than that end, and, you know, I want immunity for us this week, so it's probably the main reason.
Chris, on the scales, earlier you stated that you thought there were alliances in play. Which teams do you think are in an alliance?
I suspect that it's blue and orange. I was hoping to see Robin and Richard, just because I knew the alliance thing would come up.
Amber, you're rolling your eyes.
There's no alliance. Just because we're friends. Just because we have good friendships, it doesn't mean we're in an alliance.
It is not an alliance.
But do you think a friendship is another word for an alliance?
No. Robin is like exactly like my auntie. That's why we're so close. And it's not in any shape or form an alliance.
Richard has said we're going to get the black team out as soon as we can.
And you heard that from someone?
I heard that from 2 other people.
But you didn't hear it from his mouth.
No, because he's barely said a word to me in 5 days.
Gerald, you're a wise man. Do you think there's an alliance going on?
Hayley, there's always alliances going on.
Ooh.
If you're too strong, you've got a lot of weight to lose, you're going to be on the outer. It's as simple as that. Of course there's alliances.
So yellow team, has anyone approached you about joining forces with them to make an alliance?
We'd spoke about it previously, but I didn't know whether it was serious or not. But Robin and Richard are really close. And we feel like sometimes that if it come down to, you know, the end of it and you're at the bottom of the line, you know that you're probably not going to be that one pick because they're a closer team.
It doesn't always work that way, though.
Oh, yeah, I know
saw it last week with, like, Kirsten and I. We were connected at the hip, but, you know...
Yeah, but at the same time,
you didn't have to make
Robin
that decision,
and
doll.
your dad had no interest in keeping them here.
Yeah.
Sure, last time you were in here, you wanted to desperately go home. How do you feel now?
Don't get me wrong, Hayley, I miss home like crazy, but I want to be here. You know, I've got a goal and I need to be here and want to be here to reach that goal.
I'm going to be really honest with you.
Yeah.
You're the only one in the whole group that I can't work out. You really are. So, you know, sometimes you come in that gym and you smash it.
Yeah.
And then other times you come in and you're just all over the place and
yeah, I know.
you don't know if she wants to go home or not.
Brett, you've been sitting here quietly listening to this. Now that you've listened to everyone, how hard will your decision be tonight?
This is actually a really interesting vote because you've got a team there that are a massive threat and you've got a team there that have already had a second chance.
So do you think you need to vote with your head or your heart?
That's the interesting question, and that's what makes this entire vote a good, a fun one to be in, let's put it that way.
Anita and Sher, Chris and Mark, the first team to receive 3 votes, will be eliminated. If it comes to a hung vote, 2 votes apiece, the team that recorded the lowest weight loss percentage at weigh-in will be eliminated. Unfortunately, yellow team, that is you. What do you think will keep you safe tonight, Chris?
Divine intervention, I think, Hayley.
And Sher, do you have one final plea to your fellow contestants?
It's a little bit hard when, you know, they all think that you don't want to be here after the change that I've had the last week and nobody else has seen it but Mum. So I just want to be here and I don't really, you know, the plea is what has had me stressed out all day. So no, I don't.
Voters, it's now time for you to write the name down of the couple that you want to send home. Is it Anita and Sher or Mark and Chris? Anita and Sher, Chris and Mark, the first team to receive 3 votes, will be eliminated. Katie, please reveal your vote.
We are getting to the pointy end of the competition, and to keep Mum and I here in the house, I need to vote in our best interests. I want to stay here as long as possible, and the only way I'm going to be able to do that is by removing the biggest threat to Mum and myself in the house. And for that reason, I have voted for Mark and Chris.
Thank you for your honesty, Katie.
Thanks, Katie.
Amber, please reveal your vote.
Yeah, I'm not voting on strategy or anything like that. I mean, the team that I am voting for, there's one person in particular in that team that I just brings a negative essence into my life, and I'm a very positive person and I just don't want that energy around me. So for that reason, I'm voting for Mark and Chris.
Why don't you tell me how you really feel, Amber?
Settle down. Thanks, Amber.
Mark and Chris, you now have 2 votes. Boys, if you receive 1 more vote, you will be eliminated from this competition. Brett, please reveal your vote.
This has all just come down to how I keep my mum and myself here. The longer we stay, the more weight we lose, and we're only probably going to get 1 opportunity to vote out this particular team. Sorry guys, but it's Mark and Chris.
Mark and Chris, that's 3 votes to you. Unfortunately, you have been eliminated. Sorry.
Thank you for the opportunity, Hayley.
Gerald, there's obviously no need to see your vote. Mark, what have you learnt since being on The Biggest Loser?
Oh, the lessons I've learned, I'll be able to carry on forever. I've learned that, well, winning might not just be everything. I might have to take a loss every once in a while.
Is that a real response?
I can be happy with what I do in myself.
I also hope that Mark's learnt here that sometimes you probably need to think before you actually say some things, or just make sure the actual point comes across before people close their ears and take things the wrong way. And Mark is a genuinely nice fella, and I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to upset anybody along the way.
Well, Chris, one of the big reasons you came here was with Mark to reconnect. Do you think you did that?
Oh, certainly. It would have been nice to reconnect for the next few weeks. But no, look, we've gone, you can't even imagine how close we've become. Our beds are facing each other, and that probably drive Brett mad some nights because the light stays on a bit.
That was the other half of my reason.
Well, boys, together, you've lost a staggering 56.3 kilos.
Wow.
Boys, that's amazing in such a short amount of time. Great effort, honestly. Well done.
Thanks, Hayley.
As you know, you will have the opportunity to fight your way back into this competition, and that could happen at any point.
Since returning home from The Biggest Loser,
both Mark and I are fitter, leaner and meaner. Still training 6 days a week.
We'll train together in the gym that I go to, and if we're not training at the gym, we'll train at the park. We'll do some boxing training. Before coming to The Biggest Loser house, my main vice in my diet was pies and iced coffee.
The new healthy diet is fantastic. It's amazingly simple. It doesn't take very long to prepare. A bit more healthy than the big barbecue we had a few months ago. I got an appointment with my GP next week, and he's going to be blown away.
I've been fighting to get back in the house, and we're going to come back and I'm going to make sure heads are going to roll. It's on.